Out of New York with me now, and sir, nice to see you. Good morning to you.
Good to see you, Bill.
You had 173 Democrats vote for it. That's before the president came in and said, I'm not going to veto it. I mean, he put him in a corner. However, they still voted to allow the D.C. Council go forward with the changes, and I think that's the key point. What do you think of that?
No question. The president pulled the rug out from under them when he reversed course and said that he would actually sign the bill. And I think Democrats across the country are finally coming to the realization that crime does not pay. Kathy Hochul the other day finally said that, the bail reform changes in New York were absurd, quote unquote. What we've seen in Washington, D.C., murder and homicide is up 30%. Car thefts up over 100% year to date. This is absolutely unsustainable, and it's happening all across the country. And Republicans have been very clear on this from the very start. We need to crack down on crime. And if states and municipalities are unwilling to keep their residents safe, then the federal government has an obligation to step in. Public safety is the #1 priority of any government. We have to keep our residents safe. And what we are seeing nationwide is a surge in crime due to out-of-control, woke, radical policies that are making our communities less safe. And so here we had an opportunity and an obligation as Congress to push back against this crazy bill in Washington, D.C. that would reduce penalties on criminals and really hold them accountable. And so we passed that legislation. The Senate has passed it. We're going to sign it today, send it to the president so that he can sign it into law, and we can reverse course here.
So when it got to the Senate, I mean, the chicken was already cooked, right? But you had 31 Democratic senators vote with Republicans. You wonder if that did not happen, how many would have been like what you saw in the House. Now, here is the tweet from the NRCC. Too extreme even for Biden, they write. 15 vulnerable House Democrats supported reduced penalties for violent crime. Just take a sample of the ad that's coming out now to take advantage of this vote. Roll it.
173 House Democrats voted to support reduced sentences for violent crimes. So crazy, even President Biden won't support the anarchy.
So it goes on from there. I haven't done the math myself yet, but of the 173, how many are in swing districts?
It seems a good number of them, and I think that's why so many of them are so upset, because the rug got pulled out from under them by the president. They were towing the party line, which has been really to be soft on crime, and seemingly learned nothing from the 2022 elections, where in New York, for instance, we flipped 4 Democratic seats in large part due to crime. And so, now they're ruining the day that they voted against this bill and supported the radical plan out of Washington, D.C. But it shouldn't have taken politics for them to figure this out. They should understand we have a responsibility to keep our residents safe all across this country. And this policy, along with policies out of New York, and you're seeing in Portland, Oregon, which you just reported, it has to stop. Shoplifting, car theft, murder, homicide, it is out of control. And we have a responsibility to do something about it. And these 173 Democrats failed in their obligation.
I was just reflecting back on the midterms in November. Susan Wild of Pennsylvania, that was a race we were paying attention to. Matt Cartwright of Pennsylvania, Abigail Spanberger in Virginia. So we'll see next time around whether this impacts their reelection. Sir, thank you for your time. Mike Lawler, the Republican from New York. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Bill.